Hello, welcome to Under the First Floor Lo-Fi Podcast, shitty recordings of bands you should like. My name's David Settle, and on today's episode we have Michael Cormier, a Philadelphia singer-songwriter who also leads the label Dear Life Records and plays in a few other bands, as you'll hear. He released 2 records last year in 2019, but on today's episode he played all new music that he's written and recorded since the pandemic. So without further ado, here is his first song called Yellow Sadness. Hope you enjoy.
Sunflowers looming large. When I look up, I'm looked down upon. Where's that laughter coming from? Everyone's ageless and having fun. Yellow sadness, chlorine blue, blinding reflections by the swimming pool. Summer of walking on eggshells and slipping on banana peels. Summer of walking on eggshells and slipping on banana peels. Surfing safari place, the 5th caller wins tickets backstage, plucked from the torture of the mundane, only to go back to work again. Yellow sadness, freeze pop blue, used up like mustard at the barbecue. Summer of dropping all the fries and lemon juice stinging my eyes. Summer of dropping all the fries and lemon juice stinging my eyes.
Yeah, my name's Michael Cormier. Play drums in Friendship, and I write the songs and play guitar in a band called Hour. It's kind of a big instrumental collective, and I've drummed for Abby Reimold, Strawberry Runners. Yeah, I guess those are the big ones.
Cool. Do you want to describe where we're recording right now?
Oh yeah,
we're not in the basement. So.
Yeah, this is not a basement. It is, in fact, my bedroom. And we've got Kitty to my right, and Kiva is currently being pet by you.
Yes, it's a great interview atmosphere. Yeah, I approve.
They'll probably start vocalizing at some point.
I wish. I was hoping for that during your songs, but it's okay.
I've never seen you cry, but I can hear you cry. On the other side of the telephone line, you lost your job, and what's done is done. Everything we've got is never quite enough. Bosses are the same. Anywhere you go, they think they own the whole world. Lying on my back, 6 in the morning, sunlight creeps through the window. I'm silently listening to you breathe. I'll stay on the line as long as you need.
So I don't know the order that these are going to come out, but this is the first recording I've done.
Very cool.
Post the world just burning up. How have you been dealing with quarantine and virus stuff and everything?
It's a total mixed bag, but honestly, have loved not working.
True.
I feel like I can keep myself pretty busy.
Yeah.
And it's been, so everything I played just now is from a record that was written and recorded during this.
Oh, wow.
So,
Dang.
I've just been able to, use the time to do the stuff that I actually would spend my time doing if,
That's nice.
money was no object.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
So, yeah, grateful for time. Obviously, pretty just wigged out by the state of things.
Understandably, yeah. I guess we're doing this interview in August. It's August, right?
Yeah, August. Yeah.
August 12th or something. So
Yeah.
just to give some background.
There was a time in quarantine where it was like, we're gonna get past this, and it was like as if it were this quirky 2-month vacation or something. But now it's feeling more like
it's gonna be this way.
hunkered down.
I think everyone at first was like, "Oh yeah, for these first few weeks, we'll put a bunch of stuff out to keep people occupied, thinking it will only last a month or something." And here we are.
There's definitely major paradigm shift.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to stay alert, but also, yeah, I've truly enjoyed being unemployed.
Yeah.
In one sense.
Yeah.
I run a record label called Dear Life Records, and that, is becoming more and more of a commitment.
Sure,
that
that's
I'm just,
awesome.
it's fun. I like doing it, but it's I keep basically wake up and I'm like, here are 20 things I could do.
That's good though.
To keep things going with that. So
gives you some structure.
So yeah, I think it's just the whole experience has kind of shined a light on I'm probably pretty predisposed to self-employment, as it were. So trying to figure out what is that? Yeah, I don't know, because when you start doing that stuff, you don't make money at all.
Yeah,
but
especially record label and music stuff.
Oh yeah, and putting out improvised guitar music isn't exactly
weird.
cash cow.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
Like a pant leg caught in an escalator. The more I pull, I'm only pulled down deeper. What's that line about wherever chips may fall? Someday I'll kick my feet and have a ball. Once I've given up control. In my dream I lie prostrate in the backseat. Of a speeding car barreling down Main Street. What's that line about wherever chips may fall? someday I'll kick my feet and have a ball. Once I've given up control, once I've given up control, 'cause it sure takes a psychic toll to cling and not let go, cling and not let go.
So you said everything you played today is off the new record?
Yeah, yep.
Cool. What's the deal with that record?
I kind of work where I record like instrumental demos of stuff, and then either it just stays instrumental, or I have a vocal melody in my head or something, and then try to turn it into a song. So I had done a bunch of demos like last fall that looked like a cohesive record, and then
I feel like this cat's about to like mess with some settings.
yeah.
It's like on the mixer right now.
Yeah, she's
Sorry if that happens.
She's living on the edge.
Yeah, all right, keep going. Sorry.
But no, it's so I guess I had all these instrumental demos, and then suddenly was dropped into an endless expanse of time.
Yeah.
In my apartment. So just sort of started like chiseling away at all of them, and like really got to spend way more time on the lyric side of things. Just I don't know, I would just spend days of just with words, like kind of moving them around and stuff. And so yeah, it's turned into like a 10-song record, and basically my friend Lucas Knapp let me borrow a lot, like this microphone that I'm currently talking out
nice.
of, and that preamp, and basically everything that I need.
Record second grade?
Yeah, he recorded
the
second grade record.
I knew there was someone else that recorded that. Lucas recorded.
Lucas is a jam, and yeah, basically equipped me
Nice.
to record a lot here, and so I would record stuff, and then I would generally just record the song with guitar and vocals, and then I would send him a copy of that, and then he would add stuff on his end.
Oh, cool.
So it's been like shockingly collaborative,
For
considering.
being separated.
Yeah, we were, and then he would record stuff, I'd record more, and then just kind of recruited a wide range of friends to add stuff to, everybody from their houses, and now it's like of anything I've worked on, it's probably got like the most people on it.
Yeah,
just
funny.
because of and only a couple were like masked and in person, but otherwise it's just folks in their houses.
Cool.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's feeling great, and I don't know, thematically it's a lot about things coming to an end and trying to just like roll with that.
Nice. Of all the new songs you played today, is there like one that you're like super proud of? I mean, probably proud of all of them, but like one that you could single out.
Pick your child.
Yeah. What's something new that you did that you're like stoked on? Or like,
Yeah, I feel like that song that I sang, Degradation, is kind of like a pretty good summation of all of it.
that.
There's like different. I feel like there's different. It's like definitely like spectrum stuff of like some of it's way more zoomed in and some is more zoomed out. But Degradation seems like it's kind of in the middle, where it's like a pretty tiny moment that's being described, and then that gets kind of blown out to have way more like consequential meaning. And just the recording of it has kind of turned into something that and same deal, like I just gave Lucas like vocals and guitar, and then the direction he took it in kind of like
that's cool.
really shocked me. And then my friend Erica Neininger plays on it and also took it in a direction that completely shocked me. And then I don't know if you know Lena Tallgren.
I know that. I've seen that name a lot.
They went on tour with Wendy Eisenberg, and they were good friends, and Lena's a good friend and a fantastic musician. They played violin on that song and also took it in a direction that, so it was like every time somebody sent me something else, it was like
that's awesome.
like completely catching me off guard in the best way.
I I twitch before I sleep, gasp loudly when I wake, heart pounds like an earthquake, feel crazy as a loon, narrowly avoiding doom. More trips to the bathroom. I stumble through the dark, the moonlight cold and stark. I am small and craven when faced with anything. I'd like to get in shape, run miles every day, live to 188, fjord a mighty river that runs on forever. Singing all elation every single morning. So waking up becomes an act of pure creation. So waking up becomes an act of pure creation. From a match, a spark, or from a nest, a lark, singing oh elation in the face of degradation, in the face of degradation. From a match, a spark, or from a nest, a lark, singing oh elation every blessed morning. So waking up becomes an act of pure creation. So waking up becomes an act of pure creation. Like from a match, a spark, or from a nest, a lark, singing oh elation in the face of degradation, in the face of degradation.
You have a pretty impressive bookshelf that you just performed in front of.
Thanks.
How would you describe your book collection?
Well, this is the nonfiction bookshelf, and then we have the fiction bookshelf over in the other room. But I would say the description I would give would be like, if like the internet just like ceased to exist, I feel comfortable that like we would be able to cover a lot of basic skills with what we currently have. Like some of it is like wishful thinking, like yes, someday I will design a topiary or something, but
if you want to, and the internet goes,
which currently have not even so stuff like that, and like a pretty extensive selection of field guides for things birding that I will probably never see. But in the back of my head it's like, in case of complete cyber destruction, like we can learn some basic skills.
Full fascism.
Yeah.
And now I have a cat on my lap, so that's cool.
Yeah, she's not gonna move.
I'm okay with that.
She like rubs her chin on
I just felt that.
things.
Yeah.
You're the only friend I have who doesn't text I'm here. You're either at the window or sitting in my chair, like the Phantom of the Opera. As soon as you've appeared, goodbye. I'll see you when you pass through next year, goodbye. I'll see you when you pass through. With you I got the highest that I have ever been. Morrissey was playing, now I can't listen to him. No big loss, but the moment still sticks like wet cement. Goodbye, I'll see you when you pass through again. Goodbye, I'll see you when you pass through. I can see that red truck coming from about anywhere. Dark and cherry finish, rusted out by hard weather. You said you'd got a flat, but of course you had a spare. Goodbye, I'll see you when you pass through, I swear. Goodbye, I'll see you when you pass through.
Like, what have you been up to lately with your life?
So I guess in 2 days from when we're recording right now, we're putting out Kath Bloom's new record.
So cool.
She's a massive inspiration. And
How did that come about?
Friendship, we emailed her in like 2017 because we recorded this EP called F.E. Hope that we wanted to cover her song Bicycle.
Oh, cool.
And so Dan just emailed her, and it feels like there's just some jump because then suddenly she was just like asking to play shows with us. And
wow.
yeah, so we like played a bunch of shows with her, and
Nice.
she's just kind of become a close friend. So her manager, who's also a friend and now runs the label, Frank Meadows, hit me up with when the new record was like ready and asked if we wanted to do it. Because I guess Kath felt good about like doing it with folks she knew.
That's
So
awesome.
it's kind of like a little family affair.
For sure, yeah.
But it kind of like jettisoned us into like slightly more legitimacy because I had to learn how to like print vinyl. Cause
Oh, sure. Yeah, this will be your first vinyl release.
and it's not going to be a normal thing.
Yeah.
Because it costs a lot of money, but
yeah.
with Kath it felt
Done it,
sort of
like,
inappropriate to not do
For
that.
sure, yeah.
So yeah, that's the upcoming release, and we have a full schedule pretty much like through next year.
Dang, that's awesome.
Because Frank joined on to help me, and so now we just literally are able to. Me doing things alone was quickly becoming pretty
much.
just tiresome, and
Yeah.
I was having a hard time keeping up.
So Dear Life before pre-Kath Bloom was mostly cassettes, right?
It's all cassettes, yeah.
So I guess
and a couple CDs, but I am feeling really bitter about CDs because they didn't sell as well, and I just personally don't have a way to listen to them anymore. So I'm like,
yeah.
But if somebody wants to, I'll do it because they're actually cheaper than tapes now. So
That's so wild.
So it's really not a big deal if somebody wants to do them because they're nearly, it's like slightly over $1 a CD.
They'll come back.
Yeah, it's just going to be this endless cycle of tapes and CDs.
That's how cassettes were, yeah. Whatever's cheapest.
But yeah, I mean, we put out this record called Azalea by Natalie Jane Hill. She's like a Texas-based singer-songwriter that was just a random submission to the label.
Oh, nice.
And it ruled.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of like the most successful release we've had so far.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, we sold out before the record was even out.
Wow,
so
that's awesome.
And Shane Parrish, I don't know. Honestly, it's just a lot of it has been either a cool random submission or somebody I'm already friends with, or me just like shooting in the dark and Instagram messaging people that I like what they're doing. And
that's about what this podcast is too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of nice that that is like a valid method.
I know,
of reaching out. And I mean, honestly, I'm just being like, hey, I like what you do.
Yeah, I used to feel weird about it. And I'm like, oh, the worst that could happen is they just don't respond.
Exactly.
And I understand if they don't, so why not?
So, we're staying busy.
How has like the change in the world affected running a label to you?
I mean...
Or has it?
It has. I recognize that it's like the tiny sliver of importance it has. And I'm trying to reckon with like building in. I worry most that it exists in a sort of echo chamber, I guess. And honestly, I'm not trying to like reach every single person that has ever lived.
Yeah. Still wanted to reach people.
Yeah.
I think like before the main way to do that was touring, and now that's
exactly.
nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's strange, but like these Bandcamp days are like really making it, or seem to be somewhat emphasizing like purchasing a record or a tape or even just the digital stuff. Like
for sure.
Like I stopped using Spotify and just use the Bandcamp app now.
That's awesome.
And that like I don't know, I'm excited by it because it's like a chance to really explore a lot of artists that when Spotify was just spitting out like recommendations to me, I probably wouldn't have looked up. So I don't know if the world as it is has like changed much, but I don't know. I want to do something that does still like build a community, but I don't want that community to be homogenous either.
Gotcha.
So trying to just balance that.
Back in our darkened room, faint glow of the supermoon, 3 a.m.'s unique gloom, me like a zombie from its tomb, barefoot down the hallway, lights on in the neighbor's place, chandeliers so inviting, they leave it on all night and day. I stand at the bowl, aiming, pissing, you've been saying, let's be drinking more water each day. Empty mugs on our bedside table, tea-stained statues, blankets of mold growing over the backs. Wind slaps the empty streets like waves crashing on the beach. The rhythmic way you breathe in the middle of restful sleep. The dream from which which I woke. I was on a motorboat at sea with Virginia Woolf, who was laying on the throttle. I stood at the bow facing the sun. Jenny talked life, Latin names for flowers that grew back home. Empty mugs on her bedside table, tea-stained statues, blankets of mold growing over the bags.
In college, I studied like a lot of literature and like British modernism.
Mhm.
So like Virginia Woolf was kind of who I sunk my teeth into the most. But like I really love reading her because you can kind of read her like before World War One and then after World War One.
Oh, true.
And it's like a really cool. I mean, she basically just obliterates form by the end of like her career, and I'm just really inspired by it. Her writing just becomes way more about like what she's immediately perceiving, and like early on it's all about like social structures.
Yeah.
And after World War One, that fixation kind of like goes away, and it's just like immediate perception.
Cool.
So I feel like I was trying to do a similar thing of like, I don't know, all the tangibles we generally turn to are kind of disappearing, so all you have is like what you're immediately taking in.
Yeah. You name dropped her in a song too.
Yeah, I
heard,
literally
right?
sing
Okay,
about her.
I thought I heard her name.
She's I would recommend her highly, especially the later stuff like To the Lighthouse or The Waves is the most like experimental of all of them.
Cool.
But it's really like I have never read anything that like does with language what she does in that book.
I think I have a couple of her books, but I think it's like the early on books.
Yeah,
so
there's
you need to
The
delve into
Waves
that.
is basically like she kind of dismantles narrative, so it's just like a book without narrative.
Cool.
It's just thoughts and perceptions.
Yeah.
It's really, really incredible.
This propensity for basic vulnerability. I text, can't wait to see you again. To 15 of my contacts, maybe 6 or 7 right back. Not like I'm keeping track, I just wanna see. I get warm and flushed. Rush of blood starts swirling round my head. Every chime and ping, feel that buzzing new message unread. My little dog barks wildly at a squirrel up a tree, so I glance idly from my phone. Her eager eyes are bugging, fixated and unmoving. Do I feel anything with such intensity? I want lots of things pretty badly, though none quite like that. Squirrel hops the fence and so quickly ceases to exist.
You're about to move out of this house that we're recording in right
Yeah,
now,
literally.
like this weekend?
On Friday we're gonna start packing, and we can move our stuff like in slowly before actually having to move in. So we're moving out to Germantown. Have been in West Philly for a while, but honestly, shit's just getting really expensive.
Yeah.
And like we looked at a lot of stuff here that was tiny and the same price as this like pretty expansive like first floor of a farmhouse in Germantown.
Sure, yeah.
So and I love the Wissahickon, so I'm like pretty excited to just like stumble around there, and it's still basically quarantine conditions, so I'm like, well, I'm not gonna see tons of people anyway, so
might as well be
I'd
near
like to do that
outdoors.
outside at least. But
I've been missing the outdoors.
yeah, so it's like, I mean, has the same theme of like, it's like the end of another thing, starting something else. So
Thanks so much again to Michael for letting me record some new songs of his and share it with y'all. If you'd like to hear more, you can go to michaelcormier.bandcamp.com, and you can find Dear Life Records on Instagram and Twitter at DearLifeRecs, RECS. If you'd like to get in touch with me about the podcast, you can email underthefirstfloor@gmail.com, and you can find it on Twitter at UTFF Podcast and Instagram at underthefirstfloor. As usual, I'm going to leave you with a couple songs for the end of the podcast. The first one being from Kath Bloom, a song called Who You Are. She just put out a record on Dear Life Records called Bye Bye, These Are the Days. But I'm playing an older song from 2006's Finally, released on Chapter Records. It was a compilation of tracks that she had self-recorded on CDRs and tapes during the 90s. She herself has been making music since the 70s and has just put out an incredible body of work. And the new record is a great addition to it, so definitely check that out. And then the last track will be from Labi Sifri, a song called Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying, which is from a record of the same name that came out in 1972 on Pi International. He's a British singer-songwriter and poet who really should be spoken of in the same breath as people like Paul Simon and Joni Mitchell, bands like that. It's really suspect that he's not. But over the pandemic, I've gotten really into this record. Even though I've seen friends post about it before, I randomly heard it and it really just hit me. So I hope you like it. Hope you enjoy. Hope you have a good week. Stay safe out there. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Before you said goodbye, 'cause I saw those tears falling as you got into your car. But that's what we do when we don't like who we are. Lost, is it too late? See it's worse, all your children may inherit your trade. And I know that you know it. That's what you said in the bar. That's what you said, that's what you said. But that's what you do when you don't like who you are. I'll run right to your house and I'll get down on my knees and I'll beg your forgiveness. Forgive me now, if you please. And we'll turn up that TV and we'll look up at a star. And that's what we'll do when you don't like who we are. And that's what we'll do when we don't like who we are.
Crying never did nobody no good, no how. That's why I don't cry. That's why I don't cry. Laughing sometimes does somebody some good somehow. That's why I'm laughing now. That's why I'm laughing now. Loving never did me no good, no how, no how. That's why I can't love you now. That's why I can't love you now. Lying never did nobody no good, no how, no how. So why am I